If you've ever eaten with Koreans, you've probably noticed they always seem to order more rice than they can possibly eat. But the real reason has nothing to do with being hungry. In fact, it reveals one of the most deeply rooted values in Korean culture that goes back centuries. Picture this scene. You're at a Korean restaurant with 5 people, and someone orders 6 bowls of rice. Then, as the meal winds down, there's still a full bowl sitting untouched on the table. To many Western visitors, this might seem wasteful or puzzling. But to Koreans, that extra bowl represents something far more meaningful than just food. It's a symbol of care, abundance, and cultural values that have shaped Korean society for generations. Today, we're diving deep into this fascinating dining ritual that reveals the heart of Korean hospitality and the complex relationship Koreans have with food, history, and each other. What you'll discover might completely change how you view Korean culture. To understand this rice ritual, we need to think about what psychologists call abundance mentality versus scarcity mentality. In Western cultures, ordering exactly what you need is seen as practical and efficient. It's like buying just enough groceries for the week. But Korean culture operates on a different principle entirely. The extra bowl of rice functions like a safety net, ensuring that nobody at the table ever experiences the moment of reaching for food and finding none there. This isn't just about politeness. It's about a deep cultural fear that goes to the core of Korean identity. Running out of rice during a meal is considered one of the most shameful things that can happen to a Korean host. It's comparable to inviting guests to your home and having them discover you don't have enough chairs for everyone to sit. The discomfort and embarrassment would be overwhelming. But why rice specifically? In Korean culture, rice isn't just food. It's the foundation of every meal, the element that makes a meal complete. Koreans have a saying that translates to "you haven't really eaten unless you've had rice." Other foods are considered side dishes, no matter how elaborate or expensive they might be. A meal without rice is like a symphony without its foundation notes. It might be beautiful, but something essential is missing. This abundance mentality around rice extends to other areas of Korean dining as well. Korean hosts will often prepare enough food for twice as many people as are actually coming. They'd rather have too much than risk having too little. It's a cultural insurance policy against the possibility of anyone leaving hungry or feeling unwelcome. The extra rice bowl also reflects deep Confucian values that have shaped Korean society for over 1,000 years. In Confucian philosophy, taking care of others, especially guests and family members, is one of the highest virtues. The Korean concept of jong, which roughly translates to deep emotional connection and care, plays out beautifully in dining etiquette. When someone orders that extra bowl of rice, they're essentially saying, "I care enough about you to ensure you never want for anything while you're with me." It's like keeping an extra blanket in the guest room, just in case. The person ordering demonstrates their attentiveness and consideration without making a big show of it. There's also a hierarchy element here that's crucial to understand. In Korean culture, age and social position carry significant weight. The person who orders the extra rice is usually the eldest or the one paying for the meal. By ensuring abundance, they fulfill their role as protector and provider for the group. It's their way of showing that they can properly take care of those in their charge. This connects to the Korean concept of nunchi, which is the subtle art of reading the room and anticipating others' needs before they're expressed. A good Korean host develops an almost supernatural ability to sense when someone might want more food, even if that person hasn't said anything. The extra rice bowl is nunchi in action, meeting needs that haven't even been articulated yet. But here's where it gets really interesting. The extra bowl also serves a social function that prevents awkwardness. Imagine you're still hungry but everyone else seems finished eating. In many cultures, asking for more food might feel embarrassing or greedy. But when there's already an extra bowl waiting on the table, anyone can reach for it naturally without having to make a request or draw attention to their hunger. To truly understand this cultural practice, we have to look back at Korean history, particularly the periods of intense hardship that shaped the national psyche. Korea experienced devastating famines throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries. The Japanese occupation from 1910 to 1945 involved systematic extraction of Korean rice crops, leaving many Koreans to survive on barley, millet, and whatever else they could find. Then came the Korean War from 1950 to 1953, which destroyed much of the country's agricultural infrastructure. For many older Koreans alive today, memories of genuine hunger aren't abstract historical concepts, they're personal experiences or family stories passed down from parents and grandparents. This historical trauma created what sociologists call a collective memory around food scarcity. Even as Korea transformed into one of the world's most prosperous nations, the cultural memory of hunger remained embedded in dining practices. The extra bowl of rice serves as a small but powerful ritual that says never again will we be caught without enough food. It's similar to how many people who lived through the Great Depression in America continued to save everything and waste nothing, even decades later when they had plenty of money. Cultural trauma has a long memory, and it expresses itself in seemingly small daily practices. There's also an economic dimension that's fascinating to consider. In traditional Korean society, having extra food, especially rice, was a clear marker of prosperity and social status. A family that could afford to have rice left over was demonstrating their financial stability to the community. Today, even though Korea is wealthy and food secure, these status signals persist. The ability to order extra food without worrying about waste still communicates abundance and success. But here's what many people don't realize. The rice often doesn't go to waste at all. Korean restaurants frequently use leftover rice for other purposes. It might become fried rice for staff meals, or be incorporated into other dishes the next day. Korean home cooks are masters at repurposing leftover rice into new meals. So the abundance is real, but the waste is often minimal. Here's the insight that might surprise you. That extra bowl of rice isn't really about rice at all. It's about love, expressed in the most Korean way possible. Think about how different cultures express care. Some cultures hug frequently, others give gifts, some use words of affirmation. Koreans often express love through food, and more specifically, through ensuring abundance of food. The extra rice bowl is actually a love letter written in grain. It says I care about you enough to make sure you never experience want while you're with me. It's the same impulse that drives Korean mothers to pack enormous lunches for their children or Korean hosts to send guests home with containers of leftovers. When you understand this, you realize that those seemingly excessive Korean meals aren't about showing off or being wasteful. They're about creating a small bubble of security and abundance for the people they care about. In a world full of uncertainty, that extra bowl of rice represents one thing they can control, one way they can guarantee that their loved ones are taken care of, at least for the duration of the meal. So the next time you're dining with Koreans and notice that extra bowl of rice on the table, you'll know you're witnessing something beautiful. You're seeing centuries of history, cultural values, and genuine care expressed through one simple gesture. It's a reminder that every culture has its own unique ways of showing love and hospitality. Understanding these differences helps us appreciate the rich diversity of human expression and connection. What cultural practices from your background express care in ways that might puzzle outsiders? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into Korean culture.